Hi, Scorpio. This is your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is your homework family reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. I do not know why, but if I don't say homework family reading first, it's like I'm tongue-tied. It's like I'm like, this is, I don't know. It's silly. I don't know what it is about, but it has to come out that way, or it's like it just doesn't work. I have to hit the bell. Bell's just making sure that I have all the right energy in the room, and that is helping send me in the right direction, and that we're all doing good. Okay, this is for July 1st through the 15th, all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First off, I am being told Spirit gives me an anchor and a down arrow. So, anchor down. And I don't mean ground. I mean literally like they're giving me like an anchor like 3 times in a row. So for whatever reason, whether I mean you want to ground yourself, but I mean like no joke, you need to be grounded. And I'm being shown it again going into the ground in green, which is mean like you're finding growth in the anchor of what you are or anchoring yourself at this time from July 1st through the 15th. There is some you may be finding some communication on your physical versus your material path, being given answers that you might be feeling like intuitively, like you're being given answers or decisions that you know the direction you should be doing and you need to actually take action on them. Don't sit there and think about it and work and figure it out. Don't over evaluate it. Is the thing is the Spirit saying if you're feeling like you know what the actions are that needs to be taken, then it's something that you need to be doing, and most likely it's Spirit with you, trying to point you in the right direction and tell you what needs to be done next, especially in the physical world of what will help you. But you may be feeling very revved up, that's probably why they're saying anchor down. You may be getting very excited. There might be some major change going on. There might be some emotional trauma situations going on that makes you want to just flip your lid. And let's face it, Scorpios, when you guys flip your lid, that's a whole nother story. So, and you've got, I mean, Mars is going to be crossing over Mercury, and that is technically one of your ruling planets. And you have all this energy going on with Pluto, you know, Pluto and Saturn and these eclipse energies in Capricorn. So, I mean, there should be a lot of shifting. There should be a lot of deep spiritual figuring it out, letting go, cutting cords. Pluto's death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. And it's one of your ruling planets next to all of this energy that's taking place with the solar and the lunar eclipse as they come in this month, talking about the rules, the walls, the boundaries, the proper limitations, the proper withholdings, and the shifting and changing. Plus, the south node is there versus the north node. Then you have the eclipse energy of the sun and the moon, both in Cancer. I mean, so Mercury is going retrograde, crossing over Mars. I mean, you have your ruling planets definitely going, and I feel like don't lose your lid. Anchor the shit out of yourself. Anchor the shit out of yourself and make sure that when you're feeling like you're being given from your higher self, from your higher self, from source energy, from your guides, whatever it is that you feel like you're getting the information that you should be getting, and they're making sure it's what you need to acknowledge, then you should be taking action. But anchor yourself about how you do it. I am being told right now there's going to be some situations with relationships, and for some of you there's going to be relationships with divorce. Sorry, I'm just telling you what I'm being told. Okay, for July 1st through the 15th, the very first day, Mars moves into Leo. So it's coming out of Cancer, it's going into Leo. It is moving closer to Mercury, which will then be coming back over top of it, like I said. But Jura is also there, and I've been talking about Kokub and the energies of the Guardians of the Pole. So it's an extra illumination right now. Mercury, Mars, Jura, Leo in general as an extra illumination because the Guardians of the Pole are illuminating your Mars right now. Your mashing, your action, your passion, your action, passion, aggression, your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, your inner sexuality, how you feel about yourself and what you were gonna stand for, how you will emotionally create and deal with those changes and how you emotionally create and feel about yourself. Sexuality is not just about sex. It can be, but it's not just about sex. So it's speaking about these energies, all that passion, action, your fire energy coming into an extra oomph of sensitivity because of Kokub, and extra sensitivity because of Kokub, and extra rules, walls, boundaries backing up that energy, going with that warrior spirit, sacrifice and commitment going with that warrior spirit. Your communication has been in retrograde. I mean, it's been in shadow until the 7th. When it goes retrograde, then you're going to tend to get a little bit more self-centered because you're only looking at the darker side of things until the 7th, and then after the 7th, the communication is no longer talking outwardly, it's only talking to you. So, like I said, that makes sense. They're just saying anchor the shit right out of yourself. Not just grounded, like anchor. And you have on the 2nd, you have the eclipse is taking place in Cancer, which is also a new moon. But I really, really feel like this energy is going to feel kind of a little bit backwards. I feel like the new moon, more or less, with the illumination of the eclipse, is going to bring up, like the illuminations coming with the eclipse is going to bring up all kinds of sensitivities, all kinds of rules, walls, and boundaries, all kinds of shifts that need to happen. And it's going to be like full moon usually brings things, heightens things so that you know what needs to be released and let go of. I feel like it's kind of working backwards, but in a strange way it's going forward because it's telling you what has to change so that you can start making preparations to make the change like you would for a new moon. New moons are about new beginnings, new goals, new directions, but I feel like you're not really going to be choosing these new rules. I mean, these new directions. I feel like the pathways are going to be shown to you because of the illumination of what's coming up, right before and right after that lunar eclipse that takes place on the 2nd. Because also you've got Venus moving into Cancer in the very same spot the very next day, bringing more sensitivity to it. So sensitivity is all over the flipping board. Okay? Rules, laws, and boundaries are all over the board. And I feel like the eclipse is going to illuminate it because by the time you get to that full moon, you're going to be going in the right direction more, but you'll have had it really illuminated so you start to know what needs to be released. So the next new moon, you'll really truly be on the proper right path. But I feel like that is the path right now. It just feels backwards. Mercury is going retrograde, like I said, on the 7th. So we tend to get a little bit more self centered. We don't mean to, but when your communication is only talking to you, that's what happens. And all of this energy, like I said, feels like it's actually moving us into the month of August for the Lionsgate. But I said, no, for right now, all this energy right now has to do with your communication, whether it's probably a little bit of with yourself as well as with others because it is in shadow until the 7th. But it's fair to say no, right now it really has a lot to do with your communication and your sensitivity with the grounding of yourself. But I feel like it's also steering us to the direction of what we're going to need and know by the time we hit that 16th for that lunar eclipse. Now, let me turn this to Scorpio and take a good look here. Everything, pretty much, I mean, there's a little bit of something going on every single day, yes. And so I can't go over every single day quite as well as I normally would because there's just so much. But you are definitely having mainly everything going on from your, where is it? From your third house, from your third to your ninth house. Now, you have some of this going on your unconscious, but this is both unconscious and conscious actions colliding. Some of your private affairs versus your outer, more important priorities. But it's definitely dealing with the world around you and the relationships around you. It's definitely going to be dealing with the communication as well as, like I said, it's starting off point blank, spirit saying it, and now I'm seeing it in astrology. It's everything starting off with the communication from the everyday mundane daily tasks, like your text messaging, your neighbors, your siblings, your little journeys and transportation to the store, paying attention and focusing on the actually. Some of this has a lot to do with just fucking listening, making sure that you're focused on the true conversation at hand and the proper expression, as well as understanding what's being expressed to you. So it's slow down, listen, actually communicate, ground yourself. But this is also speaking to you of the universal fourth house of your inner emotional security, the true, real self that's you, the reincarnation and the karmic lessons that helps you to understand what that true, authentic self is. Then your pursuit of pleasure, and then it's coming into your relationships as well as your spirituality, your psychic energy, your morals, your ethics, your urges, your dreams, your higher education. But I am being told definitely there are situations going on with the relationships and what is the responsibilities in the relationships and where is it joint finances, joint efforts, joint resources actually being made, and is this a transformation that's healing to you, or is it not, and you need to acknowledge which direction it's going. Now, with that being said, it'll come up. La-di-da-di-da. Keep trying to turn this to Pisces, and that's not who you are. You are definitely going to be having go back a day that has a little less funky junk going on. Is there a day with a little less funky junk? Okay. You are going to be having your third house of communication is going to be where this is where the eclipse is taking place. Your third house of communication is in opposition with your outer world. Your communication is not your outer world, it's actually your ninth house. So you're coming into learning something about source communication, spiritual communication, what your ethics are, where your morals are, what your spiritual urges are, what your dreams, your visions, your higher mind, your wisdom, your books, your rituals, your journeys, your traveling as far as spiritually traveling, your higher education, your higher self, your philosophy and your religion, the laws, the learning, what you believe, what you don't believe here. You are going to be finding out something about this is about to illuminate, and it's going to be having its own communication with you because Mercury's going to be going in retrograde, even though on the 2nd it won't be in retrograde yet. So you're looking outwardly with like some negativity in that communication, especially probably within siblings and neighbors and what's close to you. And then what and how you feel about everybody else and the messages and the communication and the intellect, how all of this communication is coming both inwardly and outwardly to you from everybody else. But I feel like you're definitely getting, I don't even want to say a wake-up call from spirit or from your higher self, but you're going on a whole new level of understanding that. It's not necessarily a wake-up call. Maybe it's not necessarily that you've done anything wrong or you're in a negative place or you're not where you should be. It's probably that you're exactly where you should be, and something about what you once believed is illuminating to show you a higher, truer honesty of the oneness. And it can be, I feel like it's an epiphany coming forward. It's epiphany that's going to be coming forward, and it's probably going to shift things a lot and really make you redirect and a lot of things that's going to be happening. Because this is where this energy is taking place for you. Now you also have a lot of energy going from you have a lot of energy going from Chiron. No, that's why I'm in the. I keep trying to read you Pisces' chart. I was like, this is not making sense. Your Jupiter happens to be having a conversation with Leo for most of this time. Is it? No, it just happens to be the day that I'm on. So you're going to have some magnification going on the 5th because of Jupiter. From the 5th house, from the 6th house to the 9th house, you have Neptune that's going to be speaking to that Cancer energy all of this time. So this is speaking to your pursuit of pleasure. How do you enjoy life? And what about life are you not enjoying? Where are you not getting the proper creativity? Where are you not enjoying it? Is this speaking to your love life, the childlike essence of what you are, the eternal child within, the creativity, the pursuit of pleasure, how personal interest is made, how you enjoy your life. This also deals with sex. This also deals with romance, creative expression in general, and then over to your spiritual energy. So what part of your soulfulness is not getting along or is helping you to understand how to enjoy life better by listening to your higher self? Your higher self is trying to help you find how to express and find that authenticity a little bit more and what it is that will truly help you enjoy life. And I feel like your spiritual self is trying to help you figure this out. Like I said, it's an epiphany I feel like you're going to be having, and you're going to be acknowledging it throughout this whole time. But your independence in Taurus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your 7th house with those relationships, and your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional life, your financial success, your social foundations. What is the authority and responsibilities in your life within that community of what helps you find the responsibilities, the professional situation, the whole professional world and its responsibilities within your life is not getting along with your relationship zone, with anything that you care about, you have a relationship with, from your family, your children, your loved ones, your spouse, your parents, the environment of your working environment as well. Anything you care about, you have a relationship with. And these relationships are having an issues with your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and is fighting this energy going on in Leo, which is where Mercury is. So something about Mercury, Mars, which is one of your rulers, and Ura, which is the rules, the walls. Ura is the rules, walls. Ura is sacrificing commitment, speaking with rules, walls, boundaries. Because it's coming in Leo with Kokub right now. It's being illuminating it. So it's rules, walls, boundaries, and your fire, your passion, your action, your aggression. I have a child standing in front of me right now. Something about your eternal soul fire of what helps you enjoy life is fighting with you within what that outer community is telling you. What you feel like is responsibilities are. Are the responsibilities not serving you? Of like the careers or the job, the honor, the prestige, or is it the relationships that aren't serving you? The people in your life, something is getting in the way of each other, and I feel like it's a tug of war that's coming down to expressing your true identification of yourself, your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. I feel like there's a fight in here of where you feel like you can't be you can't express you can't you're like you can't get to you. Like it's a tug of war between what you have to do and the relationships and what you want to do. And this is why I feel like the epiphany is coming in the way that it is. We're going here a lot this time around. Woo! Okay, we're not doing states. Countries. I'm telling you right now, I'm not even going there. Help Scorpio to understand. Alright, well, that'll work. This is the reason you hear me having the attitude is Spirit has had me a couple times during this set pull out a past life deck, and I don't like to do past life situation when I'm doing, such a large reading for such a large amount of people. But that's why you heard me saying I'm not doing, places because that's too personal. I'm like, we're not going there, and I don't have any idea of what they're saying. But what they're saying is they wanted, this isn't past life. They're using the energies here because it's the only place out of my deck, all of my decks, that they can come up with these energies. They're saying you may be having a problem with food and hunger. We were just talking about relationships. You may have felt like if you give up on, you may be feeling like you have, I can't let it go, because if I let it go, then I'm not going to be able to eat. If I let it go and I have faith in that, then everything's going to fall apart. And you're gonna feel abandoned, like you're not taken care of and unhealthy. And they're saying this is something that many of you may be dealing with that's actually from a past situation, maybe something within this life, it may be within another life, but they're saying you're afraid. There's a fear here that makes you think that you're going to not be able to have what you need. And they're saying that you will be able to have what you need. But this is the energy of what you're feeling right now. Some of this is also flat out dealing with mommy issues. Some of this is you're having some mother issues and the truth within the connection of this mother issues. And you need to get back to loving life. And if you love life and you have hope and you have faith and you work on all of that, then it will start to turn you around. And whenever mother issues also pop up, you have to understand, Spirit sometimes also puts mom in the board of mom gave life to you. Mom gave life to you, and no matter how you feel about it, mom gave life to you. So this is about you giving life back And this is that has to do with that manifestation thing. We love unconditionally. And I'm not saying that parents are always good, but this is about how we move up and we love unconditionally. That doesn't mean you still allow bad people in your life if they were not good to you. This just means forgive, forget, move on, and love unconditionally, and at the same time learn how to love yourself right. This is also talking about how you're living. Feeling like you're not going to be able to have a proper home, a proper healthy home, food, all of this. There's a fear here at this time that if you make a decision that you're this is the whole reason why they gave me this deck. There's a fear here at this time that if you go after what you really want, you don't have faith that it's going to work out, and they're trying to tell you it's going to work out. It's going to work out. But it's not going to work out if you don't take the actions to make it work out. And I feel like this is why they're saying ground yourself, ground yourself, ground yourself. I just went through this very same kind of situation, if this is applying to you. Like with my own job and with my own personal job versus things that I'm doing with this business and helping me move forward. And I wanted so much to, like, quit my job and move in a different situation, but I finally realized it wasn't about quitting my job. It was I wasn't moving forward with this job. I wasn't moving forward with this job because I was putting too much energy on the other. And as soon as I flipped it and I realized what they were saying, and I was like, okay, you're always telling me to have hope and faith and believe in it. So here you go. I'm gonna go with it. But I had to realize it wasn't about quitting my job, because if I quit my job, I was only going side to side. Either way, it wasn't moving this job forward. Sometimes it's about understanding the focus and the clarity of where it needs to truly be and what you might have thought you had to do for that hope and faith to come through, to give it that hope and faith. Sometimes what you think you need to do is not what you need to do. Similar, but not quite the same. And if you do listen to what you're being urged to do and have that hope and faith, they're telling you they're going to help you move through it. All right, they are telling me right now you may be feeling like you are in the hermit, and you may be feeling like you are seeking justice, or you are receiving justice because you've been in the hermit. The hermit is speaking to you of finding that wisdom, creating that wisdom. It's the secret of the fire. It's the secret fire, the secret knowing. This is what they're telling you. You need to get with the secret knowing, finding that wisdom, that infinite connection with source and with self, and trust in it. Trust in it, have faith in it, have hope in it. Let it tell you what is right and what is wrong. I had to do the same thing. Like I said, I was going to go from side to side, and I was like, how's that going to help me? It wasn't. I wasn't doing the right thing. I had to figure out what the right thing was. Take the time, go in, hermit, get connected to yourself. This will help you get right. Get right with self, get right with source. This is going to help you steer the new direction, the new purpose, the sign of command of what's next. Help you find the proper justice as you are moving forward. Help you stand in your soul direction. Your soul's direction. This is speaking to you of understanding the knowledge that you are receiving. Take time for the hermit to teach you to understand. Like I just said, I had to learn to understand what I was supposed to do. Because what I thought I was supposed to do and what I was supposed to do were two different things. Take the time. Be the hermit. Go inside. Let higher self tell you what you're supposed to do. And then act. And then act. Don't act until you've taken the time for this. This is the heart that understands the knowledge. You have to take the time to consume this energy from source, because then it's going to bring you the 10 of Pentacles. What was it just saying, sweeties? It's there for you. The help is there for you. It's all to make you go forward. But if you don't have the proper hope and faith at this time and you're not moving, yeah, then you're going to stay right where you're at. This is Mercury in Capricorn. This is being able to, this is Fei Wu. It's talking to you about wealth. It's talking to you about the gift, but it's a gift that must be circulated. It must be worked for. You cannot, like I said, it's circulated. You cannot take it and it's just mine and I'm not like you. There's a circulation that goes on here, and this is that communication with spirit for you. But this is prosperity. This is success. This is finances all coming in. But if you are not connecting with the higher self, if you're not connecting with the hermit, and you're not letting the judgment tell you what it is that you need to understand from the heart for the true understanding of this knowledge, then the problem is the prosperity, finances, the success will all be empty. Because you'll get it all. But there'll be nothing there once you get it. So this is about getting what you want. This is about getting everything. This is truly finding a way for that your whole desire of life, having hope, having faith, but you have to know how to understand the knowledge that's coming at you. Is there anything else here? Okay, let me change the question. Because I feel like you still want to use this deck, and if I'm wrong, then you'll tell me. Okay? Yeah, I'm talking to spirit. Now is the energy that they're at, what they need to know. What's the challenge? What's their challenge? What is it? Thank you. The challenge is the Knight of Swords. It's no, sorry, it's not. It's moving from one place to another. You're moving very quickly, but it's head over heart. If you were listening to your head's going, like I said at the very beginning, if you're too busy thinking, but I can't, and if I do this, then everything's gonna go wrong, and I won't have this, and this will, yeah, because that's what you'll create. Head over heart. This is the heart that understands. They are telling you that you're over freaking thinking, and the overthinking is going to manifest it to be so. You want to get clear insight here. You need to slow down. You need to get the clear insight. You need for the head and the heart to come together so that you can truthfully create the abundance you're looking for. The Three of Cups. This is your challenge. You are being challenged to slow down, listen to your heart, stop overthinking, and create what you truly desire. You're being challenged to slow down and do it. You have to have hope and faith in order to do it, but only you can do it. That's a free will choice. And it's a free will to control your own mind. This is the rebirth. This is Mercury and this is Mercury, but I'm seeing it actually more of the way I wrote it is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces sign. It is the communication for the very abundance that you're trying to rebirth or birth in general. It is being aware of what the limitations are. Being, like I said, truly understanding the subject. Once you go inward and you get the true understanding, then you'll be able to get what you want. But you need to know what those decisions are. This is why they're giving me the anchor. Anchor hard so that you can get these things right now. Because you're able to create all the success you desire. Is there anything else the Scorpio needs to hear? Like I said, it sounds like it's all on you. Because there's been stagnation going on. You may be creating stagnation because it's feeling empty. You're not fulfilled. You're stuck. You don't know which direction to take. You're not making maybe even an effort. You're kind of a lack in an effort or overextending. And you're either overextending because you can't figure out what to do and you're burning yourself out, or you're probably not putting enough effort in because you don't know what to do. And it seems like the reason you don't know what to do is because you don't trust that they got you. But they can't get you if you can't listen. If you can't take the time to go in and listen to what the higher self is trying to tell you. It feels like that's what all of this is about. Go in and see what they have to say. Take some time for you. Take some meditation. Take a walk in the park. Do some open eye meditation. I don't know. Take a bath. With some sea salts. Maybe you need to do this, a few times for a few days in a row. But if you're not taking the proper time for you, who the hell else is going to? Okay? This is air and elemental. This is to help you move forward. It is, I embrace the element of air. I am open to knowledge and wisdom. Now, yes, you're meant to be grounded, but what this is saying is you're allowing the energy of the wisdom and the knowledge to come into you. Please allow it to help you with your third eye and your crown chakra, more or less. Help you get that right so that you get yourself in the right direction. The healer. I am loving and compassionate, and I am able to bring healing to myself and others. Anything else that Scorpio needs to hear that will help them move forward? Or should I just get another deck real fast? Thank you. Sacral chakra. I feel comfortable in my own body, and I am sensitive to others and people's feelings. This is about getting right with you, honey. Getting right with you and believing in you and knowing you can. But until you believe in yourself and you believe you can, you won't. You'll continue to sit in the same place you'll be in a stagnation. You'll be in a stagnant place because either you're not making a decision, you're not going forward, or you're trying to do too many things and you're drowning yourself out so that you don't have to make a decision. Bravery. It's time to reel in your warrior spirit. It's time to reel in your warrior spirit. Not all conflicts have to be a fight. The wise warrior will choose their battles carefully, weigh the risks, and figure out what the road of achievement is. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Go in, let higher self teach you what you need to know so that you can make the right decisions and point out a new direction, a new path, a new decision within the path. And once you make the decision and you believe in it and you understand what they're telling you, it just seems like you're not being able to hear it. When you take the time, you give yourself the loving space, then you'll be able to get it. Strength. You need to stand up and have an opinion. Because in this case, yours is the only one that counts. The decision will have long-term effects on your future. They're all saying the same thing, babe. Take the time. Listen to your higher self. Your higher self already knows what you should do. You're just too overwhelmed, is what it sounds like. And hopefully you'll get it all on the right path come that lunar eclipse. And then really get it starting to move in the right direction. I love you. See you next month. No, say the second part of July. And please, if you enjoy, please subscribe, share the videos. And if you want any personal private readings, please look at the description box below. Bye, everybody. Much love.